Book two, this is Alan. This is going to be kind of a random stuff. I have some magazines here. I have some other things to show you. A book that I just received. Something that's somebody sent me from Russia. Yeah, it's just going to be kind of just random things that will not fit on another video because that video would be too long. First, I want to apologize for the booktubers that I omitted on my last video, the tag video. First was Faith at Faith in Books. She's almost at 200 subscribers. Woo! Amazing. That's great. And good for her. She's very good. I enjoy her videos. She was talking about a book today that I watched the video on. And yeah, it's amazing. The other one is Jack at the Rambling Racketeer, who teaches a subject at school that when the majority of the students hear the four-letter word, they groan. And it's interesting how the ancient Rome, they built thousands of miles of aqueducts without advanced math. Go figure. So let me go ahead and show you the magazines. My Writer's Digest came in. This is the 100th anniversary. Celeste Nig, I guess how you pronounce his last name, Ng. And this is the other authors here, Eric Larson, Nora Roberts, Zeta Smith, Brian Washington, who Brian Bookish mentioned in his Hodgepodge video. Just yeah, this is going to be a very good. I haven't gotten into this, haven't read it yet. And this is it talks about how the past older covers they had of 100 years ago. December 1920 used to be called Successful Writing. And then it actually changed the name. 1938 they were called Writer's Digest, which they're called now. And so it just talks about different things about buffing your book, about oh, so yeah, it's a good magazine to read. The next one is Foreign Affairs, and this is been getting this, and they sent me a card in the mail, which is interesting that companies done, and I don't know what other companies do this, but the subscription was about to expire. And what they said was, oh, we'll go ahead and renew it from your credit card that you put your account on. If you don't want us to do that, send us a notice. Because the companies used to just send you, you know, 3 or 4 different, mailings all the time saying that, it's time to renew, time to renew, time to renew. And now they just cut out the middleman, I guess, and went to, go ahead and buy it. So this has a lot of articles, of course, on the pandemic about better crystal balls, about the future. There's an article in here written by former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on how Washington should think about power and national security reckoning. There's about how to build digital corporations, why the Middle East still matters to America. And there was one in here that I read called Capitalism After the Pandemic. And this is by Getting the Recovery Right by Marina Mazzucato. That's Mazzucato. Mazzucato. She's a professor at the University College in London. and the author of The Value of Everything Making and Taking in the Global Economy. She has, and this article is very interesting. Uh, and she always talk about big farm, about different things that went on in the economy. And here's the CARES Act, Paycheck Protection Program. Talks about the MIT concluded that the Paycheck Protection Program handed out 500 billion in loans, yet saved only 2.3 million jobs over 6 months. And Congress has so far authorized $3 trillion in spending in response to the pandemic, and the Federal Reserve injected an additional $4 trillion to the economy, totaling more than 30% of the U.S. GDP. Yet these vast expenditures have achieved nothing in terms of addressing urgent long-term issues, from climate change to inequality. And there was another one in here in this article which talked about the Department of Energy. Let's see if I can see it here. Oh, here it is. Consider this solar company Soladry, which received a $535 million guaranteed loan from the U.S. Department of Energy before going bust in 2011, and became a conservative byword for the government's inability to pick winners. Around the same time, the Department of Energy gave a $465 million guarantee loan to Tesla. That's Elon Musk's company, which went on to experience explosive growth. Taxpayers paid for the failure of Solyndra, but they were never rewarded for the success of Tesla. The Department of Energy structured Tesla's loan so that it would get 3 million shares in the company if Tesla was unable to repay the loan, an arrangement designed not to leave taxpayers empty-handed. But why would the government want a stake in a failing company? A smarter strategy would have been to do the opposite and ask Tesla to pay 3 million shares if it was unable to repay the loan. Had the government done that, it would have earned tens of billions of dollars as Tesla's share price grew over the course of the loan, money that could have covered the cost of Solyndra failure, with plenty left over for the next round of investments. So yeah, this is it's a very good article, and they also have book reviews in here. So it's the Foreign Affairs magazine. The next one I got is just a new one. This is Wired. Wired, it was one of those magazines that started out back when the internet first started. There was a bunch of them. That first started. There was one called MS-DOS. There was one called Apple Computer. There was one called Fortran. There was one called, and these are all systems that are no longer in place. And there were a lot of them, but you don't see them anymore. Well, not that much anyway. And Wired was basically one of the ones that stuck around. And this is a very good magazine. I looked through it, and they have very good articles in here. And they also have reviews of different things that first come out, like computers or laptops or Kindles or anything, and they'll have a review of the what comes out. They also have these things with a bunch of ads and tell you how much it is. There's a little robot here. You can get your son or daughter for Christmas. And it's only $368. Wow. 949 pieces, instructions, construct 5 bots. From an 8 at style walker to a wheel droid that gives high fives, and whatever else your bot curious kid happens to come up with, they can make that too. And this is from Lego. So that was Wired, and the next magazine is Russia's Life. And this had a very good, interesting, I think I showed this before, I'm not sure, on another previous video. But this is a very interesting article right here. They're building a new railway in Russia, and archaeologists have uncovered a rare, previously undisturbed Scythian burial site in Kazakhstan, yielding several skeletons, weapons, and other treasures worthy of the museum exhibit. Dated to the early Iron Age, one of the graves in the burial site contained the remains of 4 people of the Tagar culture, a middle-aged male and female, another older female, an infant, well as bronze weapons, a mirror, and ivory comb. Archaeologists are hard at work in the area because the Russian railways announced they'll be building a new railway between Mazadorsk and Tayset in Siberia. And 10 archaeological sites lie on the railway's planned route. So yeah, there's a picture of the skeletons archaeological site. So that was Russian Life. And now to, where did I put those? Oh, excuse me for a moment. Oh, here they are. If you see back here, and my dog, Yuri, right there, and next to it is a Christmas card that I received last year from Russia. Well, excuse me. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. This is really good. I like this. It has lemon in it. I love lemon. Yeah, the Christmas card I got last year comes from someone I started following on Instagram. And the child is 8 years old. The boy is 8 years old. So anyone under 13, the parent has to supervise everything. And the grandmother supervises her son's account because the son is a model. And it's not her son, her grandson, excuse me. Her grandson is a model. So I started following him, and they gave me the birthday card. So anyway, the grandmother asked me if in a DM, which is direct message, if I wanted some pins that could fit on a hat. I said, sure, go ahead and send them to me. So they sent me a couple of pins. Here's one of them. Get that correctly. And here's the other one. Oh, it has a little reef on oak leaves on the bottom. They're nice. And there's the other one. So yeah, that was very nice of her to send those to me. She had to pay for it. That was nice of her to send those to me. The last thing two other things I'm going to talk about. The first one is a book I received. That's this one here. This is the 4 Gospels. It's commentary of the Holy Scriptures of the New Testament, Volume 1, by Archbishop Averky. Averky. And I'll read you the back here. An intellectual climate that praises innovation over tradition, headlines over the truth, intellectualism over divine revelation, the work of Archbishop Averky stands apart. Written in the tradition of biblical exegetes such as St. John Chrysostom and Blessed Theophylact of Bulgaria, Archbishop Averky provides a commentary that is fully grounded in the teaching of the Church, manifested in its political hymnography and the works of the Holy Fathers, analyzing all four Gospels chronologically and simultaneously. He allows the reader to see the life of Christ as an unfolding narrative in accessible, direct language. Archbishop Averky's commentaries on the New Testament have become standard textbooks in the Holy Trinity Orthodox Seminary, have been published in Russia to widespread acclaim. So this is all three texts in English. It would be the addition to every student, the Gospels. So yeah, this is a Russian Orthodox translation and commentaries of the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I have here. This is Romans. Actually, this is the Biblical Illustrator, and this is by Baker Press. And this one came out in 1967, so worth printing. And this is edited by Joseph Excel. This is very conservative, a reform type of a commentary. And what it is that you have Biblical Illustrator. The later ones come in red, and they combine a couple of them, because this is only the first part of Romans. Romans 1, have Romans 2, Acts 1, Acts 2, and Acts 3. So yeah, this is and so you'll have, for instance, Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ, in the first verse, and then they will go on for like 5 pages about 5 or 10 pages about that one. Paul is a servant of Jesus Christ. That's all it says. The next one I have is this one, and this is by Erdemans, and this is a commentary on the book of Proverbs, chapters 1 through 15. And these are also called the New International Commentary on the Old Testament, Nikot. And so this is structured very conservatively, very reformed. And this one, then I have another commentary over here. That I have over here. This is a Jewish New Testament commentary. This is by a Messianic Jew. So I have like four different commentaries, but they're all from a different perspective. The last thing I want to mention, and it's almost 20 minutes. Last thing I want to mention is I came across a booktube video by a booktuber named Jessie Owens, and she posts on Tuesdays what is going on in the booktube world, or the book publishing world. And she mentioned the fact, and I watched it today, her Tuesday video today, and she said that Penguin Random House is about to acquire Simon & Schuster. Simon & Schuster is owned by CBS Viacom, and Penguin Random House is going to buy them for $2 billion. And the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, has to approve this merger. So if they approve it, that means that there'll be only 4 publishing houses instead of 5. There'll be only 4 left. So that's very interesting that she brought up. So I'll leave a link to both down below. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.